It's not Flysian, it's Elysian, and it glows all day. Hey, it's Brainmuffin back with a beer review, and here we have Elysian. No wonder this didn't make sense. I thought that was an F. So if you go to the unboxing video, and you'll notice that I say Flysian or something like that, now maybe you understand why I was confused. This is Dayglow IPA. This is from a classmate of mine from high school, Robert Heath. He sent me a care package from Washington State because I didn't have any from where he was living. And thank you very much, Robert. And I look forward to going through all 4 of them. Can't wait to get more. It'd be awesome. Although, please let me buy some next time. Although I don't know, that might actually be illegal. I may have to give them. I may have to gift you back with something, like for like of some kind. So very foamy, as you can see, right off the head, right off the nose. Wow, it's like grapefruit and pine mixture. Nice coloring. So out of curiosity, my friends have tried this and I haven't. The bums are keeping beers from me. That's quite nice. To me, it's kind of fruity with a little bit of bitterness, almost like a pink grapefruit is what I get. That is nice. It's got a, whoa. It's 6.5%, but the way it finishes, to me, it has the fullness of a double IPA. That's quite interesting. So there's been a lot of talk recently on Twitter about mouthfeel and what does that mean. I even posted the BJCP guide that such a thing is. There is mouthfeel, but that's a noun. So it's not an adjective. So you say, oh, it has mouthfeel. That doesn't mean anything. But this one has a full mouth. It's like when it's in your mouth, it feels bigger than it is. So no matter, you take a little bit in, but it feels like you've got a whole mouth. And I know the word full is using, it's like mouth feel. So it has a full mouth feel. It's not thin, it's not runny, it's not thick, but it makes your mouth feel full. It has a nice balance with malt and hops. 65 IBUs, but it doesn't feel that bitter. It doesn't taste that bitter. So it has a good smoothness. Now remember, the IBUs when measured against hops is relevant to how long you're boiling the hop and how many alphas it has and you're boiling it. That's really a calculation. So if you put a big malt backbone, especially if some of those sugars are not fermentable, you won't notice how bitter it is because the sweetness will counteract it some. And there's some discussion of whether it's 100, 110, 120. There's a threshold above which the human tongue can't really discern. For years and years and years I heard it was 100. Now there's some discussion of whether it might be slightly higher. I don't know. But that's got a nice kind of orangey, pale color, almost like a yellowy orange. To me, I'm getting a lot of tropical citrusy fruits, although not like lemon and orange. I really get grapefruit out of this and a hint of pine. What I like about it is it has the big nose of a Northwestern IPA, but it doesn't have that kick in the teeth bitterness that those have. It lingers some. Let's see. Yeah, it's got some bitterness that lingers, but it's not huge. I like it. It's a very drinkable IPA, even though I mean, 6.5%, it's on that borderline. The doubles usually start around 7.5, 8, depending on the brewery. So it feels like it's at that upper echelon of a single IPA. It wants to be, I don't know, but it has aspirations perhaps to be a double. But it does have the mouthfeel of a double. It has that malt backbone of a double without all the calories and that huge 85, 90 IBUs that some of those have. Man, that's very nice. Man, I get a portobello mushroom burger with this. Better yet, a burger with a portobello mushroom as a bun, sliced and put on top. I gotta expand my food. I'm doing too many of these with the same exact pairings. They're very, very similar. This is a very drinkable IPA. We have, Mosaic, of course. Touches of Eldorado and Centennial. Centennial hops probably in the aroma. Juicy bits of hops, yep. So we got it. That's that full mouth feel. Brews in City of Seattle. So very good. To me, this is a good introduction to a good IPA, a bold IPA without just knocking your teeth out and ruining you or scaring you off. This is a really good introduction. So it's not an introductory beer into beer, but it is an introduction from someone who's drinking ales and hoppy ales and wants to have an IPA. This is a good one to start. This is quite good. I'm not sure why we have a leopard with laser beam eyes, but hey. So I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5. It's very good. And the only reserve there is I would really like to try this on draft. Canned or bottled is usually a little harsher. And I imagine on draft, this puppy is smooth and is a 5 all around the board. So thank you, Robert. Have you had this on draft? If so, let me know what you think if you've compared it against canned and draft, if there really is a difference. Usually the draft is smoother, and that's what that 0.5 point is reserved for. But, you know, because I'm there on draft, it's a solid 5. Out of the can of bottles, like 4.5, 4 3/4, depending on how picky and persnickety I want to be. But this is an excellent IPA. I like it very much. Thank you for sending it to me. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for the comments. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye. Dun 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 dun. Level 35, middle of the road. First time I checked into the beer. Yep. You got. Oh, it's an E. Elysian. Oh. Great. What in the world made me sneeze? We gotta get going before I bake alive.